What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me while I'm out on the run, getting things done, and getting them 10,000 steps in while I'm at it. I always use the opportunity when I'm here at the mall to take the scenic route a little bit to get a few more steps. I mean, if I'm in a bit of a rush, I go straight to where I need to. I'll park outside, closest door to where I need to go to. Today's not one of those days, though. I kind of got a little bit of time to burn. So we're doing the scenic route to get around. But let's talk about Rodney Hinton Jr. and people getting fired from work over supporting him. I seen a man, he made a video talking about how his job, he worked at Volkswagen, they let him go over his views and opinions about being supportive of this black father, yada yada. For those of you who aren't familiar with the story, Rodney Hinton Jr. is the father of Ryan Hinton, who he was in the middle of some sort of joyride. They stole some cars, him and some friends. They jumped out of the car after crashing it. They were running. He had a firearm. The police shot him down. The following day, the police showed the family the video. And the father disappeared for a few hours. He went and found a random deputy that had nothing to do with the situation. Not that if he would have ran down one of the actual cops, it would have changed what's happening with him. But it's even worse, the fact that the person was uninvolved. This was some long service deputy who actually was retired and just was picking up extra shifts. So he took this man's life for no reason. And this man is trying to make himself out to be a victim now, after saying really egregious things in support of Rodney Hinton Jr. running down an innocent man. Now, I've seen a couple videos of him speaking on this, and he's being very brash. He's saying a lot of curse words and whatnot, calling people out who aren't supporting that sort of thing. And I don't know if it was Volkswagen randomly looked into his stuff or somebody who knows that he worked there dropped a dime on him, sent the executive suite a link to his TikTok. But nonetheless, they seen what was going on and they decided to fire him behind it. And now he's playing victim like, oh, they let me go, yada, yada. And he has a GoFundMe. He wants $30,000. No one's donated to that. So, this is the thing. When you're a grown man out here making reckless moves, oftentimes there are no sympathizers. $30,000 isn't a lot of money, but it's reached $0. At the time of me recording this video, his GoFundMe has reached $0. So men just aren't sympathetic. When you're a grown man, you just got to move a certain way. You have to understand that things are a certain way, and you're the backup plan. There is no backup when you're a grown man, when you have a family to take care of. You are the backup plan. Everything always falls back on you. Now, why do I say this about taking care of a family? Apparently, this man has a couple daughters. So, honestly, if you got kids to take care of, I don't know why you even doing this sort of stuff online in the first place. Why you even involving yourself in these sorts of things. People go online and they share a tad too much. Whatever your personal opinions may be, you have the right to share them, but it's not always a good idea to share them. Volkswagen apparently is one of those companies that is going to check your social media footprint. And if you say things that they're your words, true enough, but you work for them. So you're a reflection of the brand. If you go online talking all types of out-of-pocket crazy nonsense, and they see that and they believe that you are a negative reflection to the brand, they are gonna go ahead and fire that ass. And that's what's happened here. So guy is involved in something that's really not any of his business. And you guys know I'm an advocate for kind of minding the business that pays you. You know, if you are going to talk online, it's not always a good idea to lean into controversial stuff. From what I've observed, the guy is not making money online at all. So it's not like there was any sort of payoff for him leaning into controversy. You know, controversy does pay. I understand that there's a certain allure to controversy because shock value and stuff will get you clicks. But if you're not doing it for a living, if it's not paying your bills, it's not a good idea. Sitting up here being so flippant about an innocent man, a deputy being ran down on what was supposed to be his day off in defense of a man who, and not to be funny, but a dude who raised a criminal essentially. That ain't it, man. And that's why he's found himself in the situation that he's in, being laid off and having no sympathizers. Because ultimately, you could have stayed out of this. This was something that it wasn't necessary that you lend your voice to. And it's something that you really shouldn't have lent your voice to. So now he has to find another job. And here's the thing about the find another job. He mentioned he has to find another job. His energy in the video, let me turn this way because I don't want that. I don't want to put people in my video that really don't want to be in there. Okay, he getting up and leaving anyway. His energy in that video where he's talking about how he has to find another job, how he got fired, is nowhere near as turned up as it was in them videos where he is talking all types of crazy, man. This dude, I mean, I think one of them dude was like in his bed or something like that. And just, I don't know, man. He was really charged up. And he was really on some self-righteous stuff with his support of, Ryan Hinton's father, Rodney Hinton. So that's what it is, man. Dude been fired from his job. Y'all, I think the lesson here, be careful what you share online. Be careful what you say online. This stuff can and will have real world consequences. Ultimately, you may have more to lose than to gain from some of this stuff that y'all putting out there. Like, just being real with y'all. You may have a lot more to lose than to gain from putting this stuff out there. You have freedom of speech, but people oftentimes forget that freedom of speech is not freedom of consequences. You know, it just is what it is. Just because you have the right to say something, as I said earlier, doesn't mean that you should. It may not be in your interest to do so, especially if you're working for a company that you can be fired for the stuff you put out there online. So you have a guy with a family, and because he was so worried about what was going on with this other man and dealing with his family, he's now put his own family in a shaky position, and he's got no sympathizers. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna go ahead and get back to stepping. Hit me with a like if you like what I do. Hit me with a sub if you like what I do. Hit me in them comments. I'm gonna holler at y'all soon. Peace.